This video is brought to you today by Days Custom Rods and Apparel. Go like them on Facebook. What is up, guys? It's Jerry here at Set Free Fishing. Got another sit down video for you today. Some tips on sobriety and just some topics that I tend to come up in discussion and some of the meetings that I go to, the AA meetings I go to. Remember, before this video begins, to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and smash that notification bell for upcoming videos. If you're out there today and you're struggling, thinking that there's no hope, there's no light at the end of the tunnel, that you're not going to make it, I'm here to tell you that you can make it, that you can beat this thing, that you can conquer this addiction, you can conquer this alcoholism, and that you are loved. You're loved by your family, you're loved by me, and you're loved by Christ most of all. He died and went to the cross to forgive us of our sins and save us from our sins and save us from the depths of hell, because that's where addiction and alcohol ultimately leads us. It leads to death. The subject I want to speak on today is how important is it? How important is your sobriety? And for me personally, it's probably the second most important thing in my life. For me, it goes God, sobriety, family, country. And the reason why, and my wife's completely okay with it, because the reason why is if I don't put my sobriety right under God and before everything else, I will have nothing else. Without my sobriety, I wouldn't have the family I have. I wouldn't be able to back this country the way I do. I wouldn't be able to do none of the things I do. I wouldn't be able to do this channel if I didn't put my sobriety first and foremost before everything else besides God. Because ultimately God is the one who keeps me sober. The AA meetings I go to, and when I go speak at detox and stuff like that, that fuels me. That gives me the knowledge I need to push through every day. It gives me knowledge that I didn't have before about triggers, what triggers me, what can trigger me. Just very important things that I've learned in AA, and ultimately it's a huge tool in my recovery. It's probably one of the main tools in my recovery, besides a strong support group, a loving and backing family, and most of all God, because God is who keeps me sober each and every day. God is who gives me the strength to push on each and every day, because the devil, he don't want the one that's at the bar stool. He don't want the one with the needle in their arm. He don't want the one that's still popping pills. He has them. He wants you back. If you're fighting for your life right now, if you're fighting for your sobriety, he wants you back, and he's going to come at you in any way that he can to make you fail. But just know, we are human. We do fall sometimes. Thank the Lord that I have not had a fall since I became sober again. But it's only by God's grace that I'm able to not fall. And if you fall, just know I'll be right there to help pick you up and dust you off. No judgment on my part. We're only human. We make mistakes. It's not about how many times you fall. It's about how many times you get back up and fight again. Now, I'm not saying go out and trip yourself. Trying all your ability not to fall. But if you do, just know there's men and women out there willing to help pick you up and push you forward. With sobriety, you got to put it first and foremost. It's got to come before just about everything in your life. You also, very important, you got to do it for yourself. I love that people want to fight to get their kids back, and they want to get sober to get their kids back. I understand that completely. I know there's men and women out there that are fighting to get their husbands back, fighting to get their wives back, fighting to get their families back. But most of all, you got to fight to get your life back, your own life. You got to do it for you. And when you do it for you, when you get sober for yourself, everything else will fall into place. Your family will fall back into place. Your wife, your husband will fall back into place. You will start to get your kids back. But you got to do it for yourself. And if you're doing it for anybody but yourself, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but statistics are against you. Chances are you won't make it. 9 out of 10 people don't make it that are doing it for anybody else but themselves. And that's just the hard reality of it. It's very important if you get involved in AA, and I suggest you do, because it's been a tremendous help in my walk of sobriety, to get you an Alcoholics Anonymous big book, get you a daily devotions, and read it, because there's stories of men and women in there that's winning, that's been sober for 40 and 50 years. So it's good to be able to identify with people like that, and that's why I love the Fellowship of AA so much, is because it's people you can identify with. It's people that's been there, done that, same things you went through, they've been through, and sometimes worse. So it's very important to get that big book and read them stories, read the history of Alcoholics Anonymous and how it was brought about and how it became the fellowship that it is. It's a very, very good history on it. It started 85 years ago. This year will be 86 years that it's been around, and it's helped millions of men and women, and there's no excuse. There's meetings all over the world. I guarantee you could go to Antarctica right now. The penguins are right there in a circle with their coffee and their cookies and their AA big book, having them at AA meeting. That's how many meetings there are on this planet. I mean, they're everywhere. There's nowhere you can go that there's not a meeting to get to. Go to meetings. Go to meetings. They say meeting makers make it. Sorry for the tongue tie. They suggest, your first 90 days of sobriety, 90 meetings in 90 days. Personally, I didn't do that, but that's me personally. I was able to, because I had the strength that God gave me but I did go to meetings at least 2 to 3 a week, and met some really good men and women in those meetings. That's I'm still in contact with today, because they've been a huge impact on my walk of sobriety. Surround yourself with like-minded people. That's where meetings come in once again. You got to surround yourself with people with the same goals in life that you have. You got to surround yourself with people that want to be sober, want to live a sober life, and people that want to succeed in life. You hang with dogs, you're going to get fleas. Plain and simple, that's just how it is. You got to put people in your circle that's going to fight for the same things that you're fighting for, and help you fight for the things that you want to fight for, and help you achieve your goals, and you can help them achieve your goals. It's very, very important to get those kind of people in your circle and around you, and to have as accountability partners. Stay in contact, very important. Stay in contact with those you meet in this program. Stay in contact with people that's helped you through your walk of sobriety. Stay in contact with people that's going to hold you accountable. People that know you well. People that can tell just by your attitude or how you're handling yourself that day that something's not right, and that will talk to you and be open. Be rigorously honest to them, and be fully open with them. That my communication levels since I've been sober and in this program has drastically changed, because I know that I got to be completely honest with my wife and my family, so they know what I'm going through, and they know the struggles of my life, and how they can help, or how they can motivate me to keep going forward. Ultimately, my motivation is this channel, and those that are out there still suffering is my motivation. And I feel like it's the only reason I'm alive today is so I can plant that seed of hope in someone and spread the message of the gospel and the message of and hope of Jesus Christ, because ultimately he's the one that saved my life and got me to where I am today, and I believe it's the only reason I'm still alive and above the ground. Get phone numbers. That's how you stay in contact. But get phone numbers. If you meet men and women in AA, get some phone numbers to stay in contact with them. It's better to get out there and not need them than to get out there and not have them and need them, because they come in handy when you're having a bad day. You can pick up that phone and call someone that's like-minded, that's going through the same things you're going through, that's been through the same things you went through, and it's very important to get those phone numbers of people that's on the same walk of sobriety or the same walk of life or similar walk of life as you. It's so important. And most of all, this is how important it is. It is the most important thing in your life, because you are literally fighting for your life. This is a life or death battle that you are in. It's no joke. There's only two ways out of this. I say it all the time in the detox meetings I go to. I try to be blunt. I try to be straightforward. I try not to sugarcoat things with people. There's only two ways out. You either walk through on your own 2 feet, or you die. You get put 6 feet under. That's the only way you're getting out of this, is if you do it on your own 2 feet, with your head held high, knowing that you're fighting back, or you throw in the towel, and ultimately you're going to wind up dead, because that's what this thing's here to do. That's what addiction and alcoholism is here to do. It's here to take your life. The devil came to steal, kill, and destroy, and that's what he is doing with alcoholism and addiction. He stole my life for so many years that I cannot get back. But by the grace of God, as long as he lets me tarry here on this earth, I will fight back, and I will make my future better, and hopefully have many years left on this earth that I can share with my loved ones sober. That's how important this thing is. It's a fight for your life. So get serious about it. If you need help, reach out, comment on my YouTube channel. I will get back to you. I will somehow private message you, get you my phone number. If you just need someone to talk to, I will answer my phone anytime. You know, I a lot of times I pick up my phone and it's we've been trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty, but I'll hear that message 4 million times if one of those calls just happen to be someone reaching out. You know, so I answer strange numbers on my phone now just because it might be somebody that I planted a seed in and God came through and watered it, and now they're reaching back out. You know, I had someone reach out to me the other day. Heck, it's been 2 or more months since I've seen him. He said I made a huge impact on his life, and I thank God for that, because ultimately God's the one who made the impact, and he just used me as a vessel. And it encourages me when I get them phone calls. It really does. It keeps me going each and every day. So just remember, you are loved. You're loved by your family. You're loved by me. And you're ultimately and most importantly loved by Christ and God our Father. So keep fighting, keep pushing, and make it the most important thing in your life. I thank you for all the support so far. Push this message for me. I thank y'all so much for all the subscriptions. And remember, once I reach 200 subscribers, I'm going to be doing a tackle giveaway. I try to remind as much as I can. When I get closer to that mark, that 200 mark, I'll put out details on how you're going to win and what you got to do to win. So please just keep supporting this message, and I thank you so much for all the support so far.